little pepper. Some salt. Onion powder. And into the bag. Some butter. Get this sealed up. I'm going to do it the water method where we're just sinking into the pot and let the water pressure push the air out. We're going to go 136 for 24 hours. So the temperature's almost there, so let's get that set in. Cling wrap seems to work a little bit better, or some sort of saran wrap. Just like that. We'll keep an eye on that, on the water evaporation. We might have to add a little bit from time to time, but this will be done tomorrow at about 5 o'clock, and today is Sunday, 3:52. Tomorrow, Monday, we'll be pulling this out right around 4 o'clock. Okay, so it's the next day, and right back there in the pot with the sous vide, whatever it's called, we've got the chuck roast in there, the cheap chuck roast that we're going to do. And I thought, okay, what are we going to have with this? Well, mashed potatoes usually goes pretty good with a roast, and but you got to have something good to go on mashed potatoes and roast, right? So I thought, okay, how about a mushroom wine gravy? That sounds pretty good. So we're going to show you how to do that too, and that should go right over the top of everything. Oh, it should be really good. Pretty easy to make too. So I'm going to go ahead and get some stuff prepped, show you what I'm going to use, and then we'll get that cooked up here shortly. Okay, to do the mushroom wine sauce, we obviously need some nice fresh mushrooms. These are just white mushrooms, onion, 2 cloves of garlic, butter, thyme, salt, pepper. I'm going to use white wine, however, red wine is recommended, but I have an open bottle of white wine, so I'm just going to use that up. A little bit of Worcestershire, and I'm going to use liquid aminos. Now you can use soy sauce also. It tastes about the same. This is just supposedly the healthier version. So first thing I want to do is slice up the mushrooms, and I'm going to put them on a paper plate on some, what I use here is actually just some paper towels. What I want to do is I want to put these on the paper towels on the paper plate in the fridge and let them get a lot of that moisture out of them, because they contain a lot of moisture. So let's get slicing. Now what I like to do is just pop the stems out, just give them a quick twist, and I just slice them up, oops, like so. We'll do probably about, probably somewhere right around 10 or 15 of these things. I almost forgot to mention, we're going to add just a little bit of Dijon to this too. So, okay, I've got all the mushrooms chopped up. Get these in the fridge, and next up, we'll work on the onion and the garlic. Okay, for the onion, we want this very, very finely diced. So, get this off there. Oops. Onto the garlic. Just a real quick crunch. Peel them real quick. And very thinly slice them. You can dice them if you want. Personally, I like a little bit more of a garlic bite, but so what I do is I take some of the thyme and I put some, I don't know how much, that much, maybe that much, in with the onions and garlic. Put a little salt in there because that's going to help draw some of the moisture out. And that thyme, as this moisture draws out, will sort of rehydrate. Now, if you can use fresh thyme, that's better, and you don't have to do this, but I don't have any fresh thyme. Next, get yourself a bowl, liquid aminos. I'm going to put, I don't know, that much in. A little bit of the Worcester. About that much in. In some Dijon. About that much in. Take a fork. Whisk this up. Okay, we're going to pull this out of the bag, and we're going to try to keep the juices in the bag, because we are going to use that for the mushroom wine gravy. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Save this, set it right there. We're going to pat this dry. Some paper towels and just... Okay, time to braise the cheap chuck roast. So I'm going to use a little bit of flaxseed oil. Get the pan nice and hot first. And it's going to smoke just a little bit. Get your windows open. Just a couple minutes on each side. Alright, I'll take it flipped over a little bit. Nice crust on each side. Okay, the chuck is beautifully braised. I'm going to set this on this plate here, and we'll get the mushrooms going for the mushroom wine sauce. Okay, in with our mushrooms. Don't add any extra oil or butter or anything, just what little bit was left in the pan, because you want to get this the moisture out of the mushrooms. All right, now we're going to add the onion and garlic and thyme. Let that just wilt here for just a minute or two. Okay, been a couple minutes. We've got the onions, garlic, and mushrooms real nice and dry here. So, in with the mixture that we did earlier. about that much butter. Just kind of work this in a little bit, get it melted down. Then we're going to add a little bit of wine to this, let that thicken up, and it'll be time for dinner. Don't forget the juice from the bag. That's going to add a lot of flavor to this. All right, crank the heat up just a little bit. Let that simmer down and boil off. Okay, now this is kind of boiling down a little bit. Good time to add the wine. About that much. Let that boil up. You can add some cornstarch if you want to sort of thicken this up a little bit. I don't recommend adding flour unless you do a roux before this. So let's let this cook down. Okay, this is nice and thick. Not too thick, not too thin. So I'm going to say it's time to slice into the meat and serve some dinner. Okay, let's see how this turned out. That looks really good. Okay, so how tender is this? Oh my God, it's like butter. That is so good. Wow. We're doing this again. Yeah?
We're gonna do it with every single meat.
That's really good.